Alright. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Florencio Files. Spawning up here in the top left-hand side. He's back on his barcode, smashing people in the Master's Ladder. This is Florencio. And his opponent in the bottom right side, his next victim, or potentially one of these players who will be upsetting him and finding a way to fight off the layers of cheese and not get shoved into the fondue pot. This is Dan's Le Peteau? Dansley. I'm just going to call you Dan. Because Dansley Peteau, that's hard. That's a tough name there. We're going to go with Dan. The red Zerg in the bottom right side. Florencio is coming on down that low ground wall. I wouldn't be surprised to see a forge. Yeah, same as always. The classic Florencio opening going to be coming out. What's cool is Flo's been going back to Protoss in a big way recently. He keeps sending me Protoss replays. Excuse me. And he just keeps on doing weird, strange twists on his classics, which is awesome. So I can't wait to see what he's going to bring out. I always feel like, does he do the second probe? Yeah, yep. He's going to bring a second probe down maybe for that gateway, right? He does like to put a gateway down so he can transition into that quick cyber core behind it. Does he bring this guy across the map as well, though? Or do we just leave him at home? Looks like we're going to leave him at home. He comes on up, puts that pylon down in the dark area between the bases, the fog of war. Dan, you got to scout, bro. Oh, man. You got to check for that sneaky pylon because you see the probe here as Dan, and then it reappears here, and you go, yeah, all normal, and you don't realize it took just a little 1 second detour to put that pylon down, and Dan does not have any vision of it. Oh, Dan's in trouble. If he just pulled drones right now, he could kill both of these cannons. There's plenty of surface area on them, but it's going to be a little bit too late, and he's going to find himself in a spot of bother. Florencio already starting off with the classic sewer mermaid trick, and oh, Dan is looking around right now with the overload. He sees it cancel hatch. If he cancels the hatchery, he can get the money back and build it elsewhere, but I think he's going to try and defend this. You know what? He could actually build 3 spine crawlers here and break down the high ground. The question is, would he get the low ground up in time? And oh no, he didn't notice the overlord's going to die. That's a disaster. Loses one overlord, the other one does get back. Roachhorn goes down, so Dan's going to try and break out with Ravagers here. 1 spine crawler as well, but already a cannon and another pylon are on the low ground there for Flo, but actually he might only get 1 cannon up in range of the hatchery. Oh no, I think that's in range as well, actually. Never mind. Flo's already gone for double gas behind it. He's going to be moving down here to build a cyber core. He does have an extra probe that he's forgotten about. This here is Lazy Larry. We're dubbing this probe Lazy Larry. Let's see if Florencio ever realizes that he's not got any job to do. 2 drones are going to sneak out from that low ground as Dan is going to try and expand elsewhere. Florencio's already blocking option B and C, or C and D for the bases, I guess you could call it. Lazy Larry does actually get caught there. Florencio, Lazy Larry, he realizes has been sitting there for a minute and a half doing nothing, does send him back to work. Another pylon does go down at home. Meanwhile, this is, of course, Craig, the cock blocker. His job is to not only deny this expansion, but also to cock block the other expansions as well. These 2 drones, though, from Dan have both gone around, and they're saying, you know what? Nah, screw it. We can go expand elsewhere, or I can just do little V shapes on the map because that's also a thing. I don't know what the purpose of these is, but let's just say there's a small thing that happens when someone cannon rushes you like this. Normally, you're not really thinking calmly and logically. You're more thinking, go fuck yourself, you're a piece of shit. Why won't you play me like in a straight up game, bro? And of course, Florencio usually will answer that with something to do with your mum. That's what she said, or so's your face. All of which are very, very good answers for, of course, enticing and exciting rage in the opponent. Enticing? Exciting? Maybe both. Enraging? I don't know. Anyways, the Ravagers are going to be just picking away with the piles. He'll break out of here. And Dan's got a decent economy, right? 21 drones, building more workers. Yes, Flo has the Stargate, but there's already 2 queens out before a Void Raven starts building, so they're going to gather up transfuse energy, and this should get broken out. Oh no, Dan, watch out! Ow, 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 ow. Ooh, barely keeps that Ravager alive. He's got to be careful, though. Cockblock Craig does go to the bottom of the map as well. He's just like, dude, where'd you re-expand to? Little does he know. Dude, I mean, right now, Dan has just not got an expansion. He's playing 1 base until he can break out of here and take this safer expansion. So he's finally going to break out. Florencio does start a Nexus over there as well on the natural. Void Ray on the way. Shield Battery going up in the main. He's got his double cannon in the main before even going for the Nexus, of course. Worried about a Nidus Orb popping up. Some would argue overly safe follow-up. I would argue you do your thing, Florencio, as he does pull back these 2 drones. They were done patrolling randomly on the map. Going to build an expansion, spread some creep, more queens on the way, more drones on the way as well. So I think Dan's actually doing a pretty good job of recovering despite this opening obviously usually being Protoss favored. I think we're once again seeing a pattern which is most Zergs are just more robust than they used to be, and they're more used to these sort of cheesy tactics. Unfortunately for Dan, yeah, he could take out the cannon, but the Void Ray's going to have something to say about that. Already gets one of these Void Rays, one of these Ravagers, sorry, and he's going to try and chase them down and kill some more of them. So Dan's going to lose a bit of his on-the-map fighting power there. And oh my god, the leash range on that Void Ray, dude. Oh, it's so nasty. Drone is blocked there. He tried to take a third. Can't get it down right now. We've got more Void Rays coming on out. Florencio's expansion is up. Still hasn't changed his rally point or anything like that, or started building probes off 2 bases. Let's do a quick control group check, as he barely doesn't get that last Ravager. So we've got Stargate and 1 Nexus on control groups. It's definitely Florencio playing it. Oh, you're kidding me. He goes back in and gets the Ravager, but he's going to pay a price for it. The Void Ray does take a lot of damage. It barely gets out on 16 hit points. This Chad Ray, 3 Ravager kills to his name. And behind this, the probing is happening. And oh, look at that, guys. Florencio both set a rally point and put 2 Nexi on a control group. The next evolution of his macro abilities here. Still no army group. Does like that F2. Bit of cheeky F2. Never a bad way to go about it. Ravagers are trying to clear up this pylon, but that does expose them to the Void Rays. 2 Chads, of course, forming that alpha. If you can get the double alpha, that is, of course, when the Sigma is complete, but the Queens, he's like, I gotta defend my main. And because of that, he's not able to break down. Dan really should just kill this pylon and just try to expand to both sides at once. He also has got a lair on the way, but it's not up yet, so we can't really build a Spire, a Hydra Den, anything like that. Ravager! Oh my god, okay. He's keeping the Ravagers alive. Dan's doing a pretty good job, and he should now be able to clear this pylon off. Florencio's alpha of Chad Rays has been pushed back, and that pylon finally is going to be falling here. But Florencio, he says, hey, see, you don't want to be ya. Does the old middle finger over the shoulder. And Dan, get up here, Queens. Oh, God. All of his drones are trapped in there with these 2 Chad Rays. One of them goes down. The Overlord's going to fall as well. And Dan's not done yet. He's going to get even more drones. Those Queens waddling their way back up here. Ma'am, shouts the drones. Ma'am, there's 2 strange men who are shooting us with lasers. The mums, of course, don't really give that much of a shit. I mean, let's be real, guys. They're Zerg. You know, everyone had a friend where, you know, growing up, their mum would super cuddle and their dad would be like, are you okay, little Jimmy? Oh. You know, and you'd be like, Jesus Christ. And then you'd have your friend who'd have like 8 siblings and their parents just didn't even know their names. You guys know what I'm talking about. They're just like, Bob, Billy, middle one. You know, they just give them nicknames, or they just be like, oi, you. You know, when a parent calls their kid, oi, you, they're just like, I don't know your name. That's when you know they really love them and have a close connection to them. And let's be real, if you're a queen, you've got 40 different drone children spread between 5 communal queen mothers, or 6 at this point. I mean, come on, you're not going to remember all their names. That's like, I'm not good with numbers, but that's more than 6 kids per queen. You're going to remember maybe 2 or 3 names at most. So, oi, don't worry, kids. We'll protect yous. Just fucking don't. If the stranger in the Chad Ray asks you to get inside his gigantic fucking void-powered space vehicle, run away and call for Mama, okay? Well, Mama's going to come up here and try to defend, and those very, very creepy Chad Rays are going to get on out of there. Oh, you're kidding me. Another cancel. How many minutes can he deny this? And at no point has Dan figured out how to split the queens up, by the way, and just go, okay, 4 queens here, 4 queens here, build a spore on each side. Oh my god. Finally, Dan is going to go to the other base, but at this point, guys, he's going to be infuriated. 240 APM, but can't even get a bloody 3rd base up. Behind this, Florencio is actually taking a 3rd ahead of time. Has his own natural up. Yeah, he hasn't put on gas yet or really transitioned that much. He's getting a forge. What? 2 forges? He's going double upgrades on the ground. And he's making some gateways. Oh my god, guys. Florencio is preparing for a ground transition, and a well-upgraded one at that. Double upgrades and warp gate on the way. He's actually going to play a ground transition off the Void Rays for once. Normally he does an unupgraded Stalker transition, which is total trash, and another hatchery gets cancelled, I say, almost unplugging my microphone there, sorry. I'm getting excited and knocking things around with my hands. The Void Rays get yet another hatch cancel. Now, they don't show up on the units lost tab, guys, but remember, he's cancelled like 6 hatcheries now. Okay, this is not a good fight for the Void Rays. They do fall back. But look at that, man. It's 9 minutes. 9 minutes 30 is when these 2 3rd base options, 3rd and 4th base, have started. And because of that, Dan, This is on 34 drones only, not even that great an economy for 2 base. Is going, I think Pathogen Glands just finished, so can get Infestor's Queens, which does counter air units, but the ground swap could catch him off guard as a Robo goes down and a Fleet Beacon. So we're going ground upgrades, 3 gates, and also, or 4 gates, a Robo, but also a Fleet Beacon. So I think Florencio is trying to do a box art style. That's where you try to build one of everything, so it looks cool in the pretty picture on the outside of the box, and the kids do end up buying that when they're down there in the store. I know that always got me, man. Back then, you'd be like 90 Australian dollars, sometimes 100. Jesus, to buy like Warcraft 3 or Warcraft 2 or something. Oh my god, you'd stare at that box art every time you go past the store. You'd be like, oh, I've got to save up more money from mowing the lawn to buy the game. These days, I don't know how many people look at the box art. Kids probably buying them all digitally on Steam, but ooh, oh my god. Oh, not again, not again. You absolute douche. Bloody, I don't even know. Drill Sergeant douchebag. Gets another hatchery kill. I mean, to be fair, at this point, you would think Dan would have figured out how to split the queens. There's 8 queens there, 11 queens in total, but they're not really splitting up on 2 different army groups. So they're kind of just running around in a group, and Florencio taking advantage of this. The counter to Florencio's modern style may, in fact, be to actually be able to split up your anti-air into 2 units. Maybe that's the hard counter to Florencio. I'm not quite sure. Florencio has stopped probing on 69 because he does believe in the power of awesome and awesome numbers. His Void Rays will be cleaning up these Overseers. The Overseers are going to see Gateways, Stargates, a Robo. This is a very confusing thing to see. And he starts a Twilight Council. Guys, he can't start 2-2. That's why he's going Plasma Shields, because you can't start 2-2 until you have a Twilight Council. I don't think Florencio was intending to make this, but I think he literally just got upgrade blocked and was like, oh, I need a Twilight Council. I'm 80% sure he just read the tooltip and found that one out, because I don't think he's ever tried to make +2 of anything before. Now he does +2, starts getting chrono boosted. Now that the Twilight started, he's got a 4th base on the way. So he's building Tempests. Guys, he's only built 8 Stalkers with no blink. But I thought you were playing ground. He's going to 6 gateways. That's still not a lot of gateways for 4 base. He hasn't made any air upgrades yet. So a little curious. And unfortunately, he's giving too much time. So Dan, being given even a moment of respite, just does need to take these gases. I mean, at the moment, he's got a big gas bank, but that will run out as he goes up this tech tree. Hive, Infestors, Roaches, 1-1 upgrades on the way for Dan as well. Dan is getting to this later stage, but the Void Rays once again doing a run by, and there's nothing in the main. Oh, Dan, how do you not have spotters on the edge after this has been happening so many times? Oh, Florencio comes in with the same squad of Chad Rays. Guys, he hasn't lost a single Chad all game. 5 kills, 7 kills, 0 kills, 0 kills, 1 kill, and 0 kills. So 3 of those Chads have most of the kills. Goes straight for the macro hatchery. He's pulling back the weak ones, but nice transfuses from Dan. Keeps that hatchery alive way longer than I thought it would. On the other hand, Florencio still doesn't lose a single Void Ray. Oh, what a bag of dicks. Now, the Infestors might catch these, though. You got to watch out. Oh, the Infestors are here. And there we go. Nice fungal. Queens are there as well. Good recall. Does get 2 of those Void Rays. One of them barely gets out in just a few hit points. These Void Rays are going to hide in the dead space. Dan's like, oi, dickhead, come over here and fight me. You can't. And actually, he gets fungal in range. Those biles are not aimed at the correct position. One of them does clip that Void Ray, but doesn't quite get the kills. Lurkerden and Hive on the way. You'd think at this point you'd probably want to be playing Broodlords, but Lurkers can get the job done as long as you're going to use your spellcasters correctly. Florencio's going for Mama. He's building Mama right now. He's also adding Charge on the Twilight Council, and he's making 2 Archons. Archons do not benefit from armor upgrades because they only have 10 hit points, of course, but the shields and the attack will help them out quite a fair bit. 4th base has 9 cannons at it, but hasn't actually transferred workers out of his main, despite half the minerals mining out 6 minutes ago, so he's 6 minutes late on that one. These 2 Chads are going to come on in. There's only 1 Queen down there. They turn on their Prismatic Alignment. Oh my god, and is he going to bile down his own hatchery? Dan tries to get the Void Ray and biles his own hatchery down. Oh no. Oh, these 2 Chads, dude. Oh man. Honestly, I gotta say, Chase and Hunter over here are just, they are just bloody chest thumping each other. I mean, some people chest thump. Honestly, I think Chase and Hunter over here are such fucking bros that they just dick bump, you know? Like, you know when you see two guys just jump in the air and chest bump, they just do that, but it's a dick bump. They just both kind of hip thrust into each other and just kind of bonk their crotches off each other and they're like, dick bump. It's kind of like when two dudes just do a bit of a bro fist. Occasionally they follow it with no homo because that totally changes things. You know, just totally normal broy Chad things. A couple changelings do get caught there by Florencio. Florencio's on Mass Tempest Void Ray. He's now building Carrier Mothership while upgrading ground guys. Guys, he's made 6 Archons on the ground and he's making +2 armor, which does nothing for those. He's still only got 6 gateways and yet he's massing... Guys, he's massing ground upgrades. The Zerg player is getting +2 carapace versus no attack upgrades for air, which means carriers are going to do nothing. They're just going to tank. That's going to be their only function. And there's Vipers out. Dude, if Dan knows how to use Vipers Vipers properly as well as everything else, it's going to be really hard for Flo, who still has one little pervy probe up here. I wonder if this is the... Is that Cockblock Craig? I think this might be Cockblock Craig is still alive in the top of this map. I can't believe Cockblock Craig survived this long, but seems to be getting ignored by both sides. He doesn't have any kills himself, but his cannons have been an absolute thorn in the side of Dan, not to mention those pylon blocks. +2 armor, +3 attack, about to finish. Okay, the main's completely mined out. Florencio is still not transferring these workers down to his 4th base because transferring is for tryhards and cucks. His natural half mined out 4 minutes ago as well. Hasn't transferred there. Remember, guys, you've got a lot of things to do right now. You've got to queue up an observer and occasionally chrono boost and upgrade. This is some high-level shit right there. There we go. Okay, the workers are going to pull out of the main, but he accidentally pulls off one of his gases. It's about to mine out anyway. That makes sense. I don't know if he can win, though, because he's let it go to late game, guys. Florencio is going to late game. He's made all the wrong upgrades for the air. I mean, he's got a few Archons and Stalkers that'll kind of benefit from it. He does have 3 High Templar, but, guys, he's forgotten to make Psystorm. He's got 3 High Templar. He's forgotten to make Psystorm. Florencio's trying to play a back row late game. He's made all the wrong upgrades. His army is an interesting mix of very long-range Tempest, but if he gets hit by Abduct, then he will go down. The problem is there's no anti-air for the Zerg right now. The Zerg player's abducting, but he doesn't have anything that shoots up. You didn't think this one through, Dan. What are you doing? Get out of here. You have nothing that shoots up, mate. Okay, guys, our Zerg player's brain is completely broken right now. He's attacking with Roach, Ravager, Lurker, a handful of Queens into what is mostly an air army. And he doesn't have Overseers. He's trying to kill the Mothership, but he has nothing that shoots up and the Queens aren't even here. Oh my God. I was about to shit on Florencio's ability to play late game. I don't think Dan has any idea what he's doing right now. Oh my God. He's like, yep, you're going air. Yep, you're going air. I'll abduct into my Ravagers and Lurkers. It's like, none of that shoots up, man. What are you doing? He's actually getting sick chain fungals, though. Shout out to Dan for the chain fungals. He biles down Mama and the High Templar. So he actually lands a pretty good fungal bile combo. The Lurkers are trying to come over to get rid of these Archons. He will get rid of them, but Dan has taken a lot of damage on the economy. And remember what I said earlier about his gases. He never actually mined much gas out of this base. He did finally start mining this gas. He's got 29 Hydras coming out. Another fungal goes down. Okay, Hydras will massacre this. 2-2 Hydras versus no attack upgrades on the carriers. The carriers are doing almost no damage to these Hydras per shot. The Hydra's gunning down the interceptors. He even neurals a carrier and steals it. The Hydras are going to get in underneath and start focusing them down. A carrier falls. I think a Tempest is about to fall there as well. Okay, yes, it does. 1 Tempest and oh, so many damaged, but so few actually going down. 2 Tempests in the red, a carrier in the red, another Tempest in the orange, 1 in the yellow, and yet none of them actually fall. Meanwhile, Stalker's on the top. Slow Zerglings being added in here, but he doesn't have Zergling speed right now. I think Dan built these and then he's going to be like, oh, what? I didn't make Link speed. Yeah, there we go. He starts on Link speed. So he's like, I guess I'll make that now, but he's actually so gas starved. Is taking some gases down in the bottom. Needs to rebuild this base, retake all these gas geysers because he's got minerals, but he doesn't have gas, and he lost a lot of economy to that push. Now that he's got plenty of Hydras, he can definitely fight the air army. Florencio realizing he forgot Psystorm. He's going to add Psystorm, though, and that counters Hydras really, really well. Despite this, guys, it's 3-2-1 upgrades for Florencio. He's adding Zealots in, which will do well against Hydras, especially with their upgrades actually matching or even outclassing the Hydras. That could do okay. The problem for them is, of course, Lurkers will mince up Zealots and High Templar as long as you've got some Overseers. You do want to put them in pervert mode just so that they can see further without just getting shot down at the front of the army, but a lot of Stalkers. Blink is on the way, +2 shields, +3 armor. He's going to try and run in as long as Dan burrows the Lurkers. He burrows 3 of them. Some of the Lurkers are still running around. Florencio, though, unable to fight into that. The army is much better, I think, for Dan right now because there's only 2 High Templar, and actually they're in the open. Get him, Dan! Go, go, go! If he kills those High Templar, he could jump on this army and maybe win the game, but oh, he's distracted. Zealots in the top side come in, and only 2 spines this stage of the game. You're going to need like 8 spine crawlers to even think about defending a base, because these well-upgraded Zealots are going to have a party. Even more Zealots coming in. Where are the Hydras? Where's the drone pool? Dan, what are you doing, mate? He's just sitting there. Hello? Okay, he has split some Hydras up here, but he loses the hatchery, loses some drones. The Hydras will eventually clean this up, but oh man, Zealots trade really well versus Hydralisks, because if those Hydras aren't in bigger numbers, units coming in on the bottom, they're not going to get much done. It looks like they will try to bait these Hydras into Psystorm. The Hydras finally win on the top side. Don't chase into Storm, Dan. You got to be careful, mate. Oh my god, he's trying to just walk through. Oh my god, actually, he kind of dodges the storms by moving right through. Florencio threw those storms way too deep, and he's going to like try and run. The Stalkers are not flying units, though. I don't know if Florencio... Oh man, he's actually in a pretty bad spot. Unfortunately for Dan, he didn't rebuild the Vipers. Vipers could have ducked and killed all these units so easily. He's not going to be able to reach the Tempest here, but a nice fight for Dan. He's only down a few thousand resources and units lost. The problem is there's more Zealots coming in on that north side of the map. And look at this, the Hydras are getting distracted as well. He's got to pull these Hydras away, man. The Tempest's kiting them. He might be able to get a carrier if he clicks it. Oh, he's not, though. They're going to go down. The Zealots on the top chew up those handful of Hydras. So many drones going down. Dan, get your drones out of here, bro. Oh my god, he's building Zerglings right now because he's out of gas. He has not reset his gas mining. And Florencio is just running circles around Dan. Dan is like, this is not the stage of the game I'm used to playing. You can tell that Dan is more of a mid-game player, is kind of building all these fancy units, but isn't really sure of how to use them. That's why you want to keep your army relatively simple. You don't want to be Infesta, Viper, Lurker, Hydra, Roach, Ravager. It gets way too complicated for our small human brains to understand. AI does fine with big mixed compositions, but humans, you want to keep it simple. And oh, no, Viper, get out of there. Oh no, he's going to just throw Vipers away. They're just rallying into their death. Oh no. He does actually have a separate Viper key, but they've just been rallied to that top side. He will clean up these bases. And you know what? I still think Dan has a chance to recover his economy, because you've got to remember, guys, Florencio's upgrades make no sense for what is mostly a carrier Tempest army. He still hasn't made +1 air attack or +1 air armor off of his Cybercore. It's just sitting there doing nothing. He's making every ground upgrade for a handful of Stalker, Zealots, and High Templar. Now, it did help those Zealots a lot. That is where the upgrades came in big. So as much as I'm shitting on Florencio for not upgrading his main army's attack upgrades, which is especially heinous when it comes to carrier versus Hydra, where carriers wreck Hydras if you have even upgrades and similar supply counts. But Zealots with really good upgrades trade so well, especially because what are they up against? Zerglings? A lot of the time, the Zerglings have +2 carapace, no melee upgrade, nothing like that. So the Zealots are going to trade really well. Hydras as well. They do pretty low damage per shot, 15 with +3, but you get -3 or 4 with those armor upgrades. It's a significant percentage of their damage they're losing per attack, and especially massive on the Zerglings that'll barely even tickle these Zealots. So right now it is a hard position for Dan. Has left 1 Lurker in the top. That's not going to defend a Zealot run by on its own. It'll eventually kill it, but 1 on its own. You need other units with the Lurkers, because then the Zealots will clump up a little bit more. As it is, maybe... Oh yeah, he'll get some splash. No, he's hitting this Zealot. If he hit this Zealot here, he would actually hit 3 in a row. But as it is, you can see he's actually only hitting 1. And Florencio's even dodging his Zealots. Florencio individually was dodging Zealots. I love it. I love it. Florencio is like, you know what? I'm going to literally dodge Lurker attacks with these Zealots. Like, this is how I should use my attention at APM right now. God tier. Dan is losing even more drones and another hatchery. Oh, this is so frustrating for Dan, who is once again losing gas mining on this base. And, oh my god, save the hatchery. Okay, we'll save the hatchery. Gas mining? Gas mining. And 2 bases of gas mining. He's got 2 Vipers that could be gathering energy. I mean, he could still do this, because I don't see Florencio actually kind of pulling his High Templar in front to zone for his army very well. I imagine you could abduct the carriers, the mothership. He's got 12 Lurkers, which is also enough to zone out the High Templar, or you could run those in front, burrow them on the High Templar, kill them, and bring your Hydras and Vipers in from behind. Both of these are valid calls. It's just 15 Hydras might not be enough. If they cop even 1 or 2 big storms, that's going to be an issue. So Dan does need to still max out here, try to catch up on that Hydra count, and really focus on getting up the Viper energy for those abducts, but more importantly, the Hydra count and adding some spores. Dan's army hanging out in a corner. Oh, very dangerous here. He's going to try to run in. Oh, okay. Mass cannon's about to finish. Oh, he could try to stop these cannons getting up, but I think most of them are going to finish in time. Dan's going to go for it. He doesn't realize Florencio's army's just there, though. This could be a massive trap. And Dan, okay, he's going to run back. That's a good call. Kills a few cannons, loses a few Zerglings. Not too bad there. A mass sling attack on the top would be huge. He's going to split a single Zergling to the top side is Dan. Bigger army here. It's all about burrow those Lurkers, get an Overseer on pervert mode in front to try and kill the High Templar. And then where are those Vipers right now, guys? The Vipers are coming over. They've got quite a lot of abducts. And look at that. Okay, yeah, he's killing a lot of these interceptors. This is not too bad for Dan. The interceptor count's going down, but he can abduct. These carriers are just sitting out in the open. He abducts one of them. Oh, he could have abducted 4 carriers there, but you can tell that Dan is not a super expert pro gamer Viper user. He's pretty good, man. He's doing a lot of good things, but he's got to avoid the storms. You got to pull the Hydras back. Pull the Hydras back. No, the Vipers are just running in and dropping Parasitic Bomb, which is effectively useless on carriers. The only time it's good on carriers is if you're going Corruptors, because then you fly the Corruptors over the carriers. That drags the Interceptors onto the carriers themselves, and therefore they take the splash damage. But carriers are way too tanky to really care about a Parasitic Bomb. Dan still has a much bigger army by 60 supply, but those storms are so threatening. These Lurkers are doing some damage. He's got it, but he doesn't have detection down there. That's the problem, is he's never setting up his Overseers above his Lurkers, and so his Lurkers aren't able to use that range. Gonna run down here. Oh, gets 1 carrier, but the recall is complete. Florencio pulls out. He's gonna replenish that army. Dan, though, he kept his bases alive. He can reset his gas mining. He's got to learn how to use those Vipers correctly, though, or make a swap into Corruptors would probably be the best here. I mean, there's no Archons on the ground. There's only Psystorm. If he can just do a mass of these units, that would be huge. That would be absolutely massive. Hydraslings coming in as well. Lurkers are there. Hydra's coming forward as well. He's moving up on that right side of the map. Dan's going to try and do a counter push. If he can snip off one of these edge bases, these are where Florencio's mining is concentrated. Florencio with a bunch of Stalkers with those upgrades. He's got such sick upgrades on the Stalkers. He's only got 1 Psystorm left in there, but the Lurkers are getting taken out. And he's struggling, like I said, to put that Overseer on Pervert mode to see the High Templar and take them down. And I'm surprised, man. Florencio is actually zoning really well with his Psystorm. Oh, 1 more High Templar. 1 more hit from a Lurker would kill that. That High Templar, how's that High Templar not dying? How is the High Templar not died to any Lurker attacks? I can't believe it. Florencio's going to push this army back. 17 more Hydras on the way. There's still so little Psystorm in that army. And because of that, I do think, upgrade-wise, Dan could still win this game. 3-2 Hydras versus carriers that have no attack upgrades. 7 carriers that do almost no damage, but they tank like mother truckers. And that's why Dan's going to have to spread backwards against the storm, spread backwards. And he actually doesn't have all of his Hydras here. A lot of them are still popping out, but he kills a lot of the Interceptors, starts to push this back. Right now, there is 2 storms kicking in about 5 seconds. Oh, no, don't move underneath. What are you doing, Dan? Don't do that. Don't do that. Dan tries to move right underneath, but now the storms are about to kick in. Oh, big size storms on the Hydras, and Dan trying to shove underneath. Frustrated by those Tempers picking at him from afar, and I understand why, and I think Florencio has finally done it. Maxed out on upgrades. 3-3-2, +3 Plasma Shields on the way. All to help a handful of Stalkers, Archons, and some Zealot run-bys. While the majority of his army carriers remain, even here at this point. Carriers and Tempest with 0 attack, 0 armor upgrades, despite them doing most of the carrying in these battles. What an absolute Chad game. I mean, this is where the upgrades help out. These Zealots pack a punch. But this is hilarious. This is the most Florencio thing ever. He's like, you know what? I'm going to go double Forge, invest all my money in upgrades while going multiple Stargate, Carrier Tempest. Only Florencio would have such genius, and only Dan would fall victim to it. Unfortunately, just not abducting those carriers with the Hydra army is so important that you use abducts really well. Maybe Microbial Shroud, but realistically, abducts were going to be where it's at. And putting those Overseers on Pervert mode above the Lurkers so you can kill those High Templar before they get in range for the Storm. Cool to see, though. Florencio, as always, branching out new twists and turns on his styles. Opens up with, of course, Cockblock Craig and a few of his other friends that the Zerg players really enjoy playing against. And in the end, does transition into, once again, some scientific bullshit. Unupgraded carriers backed up by super well upgraded Stalkers that I don't think used Blink once in the entire game. Thanks for watching, everybody, and if you do want to hop on board to support further, don't forget to check out the Patreon down below in the description. Big thanks especially to Maxan, Colonel SC, Jacob G, and Modern Totem, Aleviathan. Thanks for watching. See you in the next episode of the Florencio Files. Goodbye and good night.